Today we're going to look at what's new in the version 5.6. The next feature is the qMultiSelector page refresh. Essentially, as you have a multi-selector on a page, as the user selects the different options, the page will refresh. Typically that will set some session variables, and those session variables will actually be used for filters for other web parts on the page, like the QList view is a very common use case. To really get a feel for this feature, here's the multi-selector, and it's set up to allow a person to select the region and the office. And this is set up so that this list below will actually use the session variables to filter the list. So how does it do that? So first of all, let's take a look at this this QList view. We're going to see it has, if we come down here, the camel filter. You click Edit. You can see this is designed to take two session variables, the region and the office, and it'll take that session variable and filter the list accordingly. So the session variables, one is called My App Region Session, and the other is called My App Office Session. Okay, and just so that you know, I usually like to give my session variables the name of the application so that I don't interfere with other applications. Okay, so let's take a look at how those are actually set. And those are actually set, those session variables are actually set in the multi-selector. And a couple things I'll point out here is here's the region. These are two different lists, and this is the purpose of this exercise, not to show you how to configure the multi-selector, but essentially the region and the office are configured. When you select the customer's user selects the region, it sets a variable called session variable called My Application Region. It's very important to pick this show empty selection, and that's very important to select that checkbox. And then likewise, we did the same thing for the office, but it sets the session variable called My App Office Session. And again, it's important to select Show Empty Selection, and I'll show you why in a second. Okay, so that's what's configured right now. So what happens when a person comes in here? Let's start out. It's showing you everything in the list below. So right now there are neither the region nor the office is selected. So you're able to see in this list here. This list has a region and office, and if I scroll down, you can see that these are my valid data columns. This is everything that I have in that table. So let's start out by actually saying, okay, I only want to show the Western. Now it's going to filter it, and it's only showing you the Western rows. And you notice I haven't selected the office yet. Okay, and that's why it's important to have the no selection up there as well. So now if I come in here and say, okay, I only want to show the Los Angeles office. Now what that's doing, the page is refreshing, it's setting a session variable, which we talked about before, and this list here is being filtered based upon those session variables. And that's a camel filter using two session variables, the region session variable and the office session variable, to actually filter the results.